Is a single-story home in Porter Ranch at the very top of your dream list? Looking for a move-in ready property with a remodeled kitchen, upgraded bathrooms, and a backyard perfect for everyday living or weekend gatherings? Well, if you've been searching for a Porter Ranch home for sale, this rare opportunity is exactly why so many people are moving to Porter Ranch and falling in love with living in Porter Ranch. Welcome to this stunning 4-bedroom, 2-bath, single-story Porter Ranch home offering over 2,200 square feet of bright, open living space with high ceilings, tons of natural light, luxury vinyl plank flooring, and updated features throughout. And we're going to show you why this neighborhood is one of the most desirable places to call home in all of Los Angeles. And here's the real behind-the-scenes scoop. We've helped the seller transform this home using our Concierge Plus program, taking it from just listed to must-see with strategic upgrades that maximize buyer appeal. Stay tuned because we're walking you through the results room by room. Let's explore what could be your next home in Porter Ranch. Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group. So normally we start with the home that we're going to feature right behind us. But today, literally maybe 150, 200 feet to the house that we're going to be showing to you today are these bluffs that are actually behind me. And these may actually look somewhat familiar. So if you're a movie buff or if you're an aficionado of the movie E.T., you may recall these bluffs basically featured in the movie from 1982. And these homes in this neighborhood were actually built in the late 70s and the early 1980s. So a little bit of movie history right here. So the home that we're going to be looking at today, guys, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, over 2,200 square feet of living space, and over a 9,000 square foot lot and built in 1977. So a majority of the homes here that were built by S&S here in the late 70s and early 1980s, they happen to be 2 stories. We featured a lot of them on this channel. But today, you're gonna get to be able to see one of the highly coveted single-story S&S homes. And these are really popular for so many different reasons. And obviously because you got single story and the fact that you got over 2,200 square feet of living space. Now, in today's home tour, we're gonna walk you through what our sellers were able to accomplish using our Concierge Plus program, basically being able to remodel the home with no upfront costs. Whatever they negotiate with the contractor, they basically pay it out of their net proceeds, and there's no interest charges as well. So we're really excited to be able to show you how we were able to transform this home. All right, let's turn around and look at the front of the property. We're facing the exterior of this home. Lots of curb appeal here. I love the greenery, the trees in front, and of course you have the 3-car garage. Now the sellers actually basically converted the 1 bay over to your right, and we're going to show you that room once we go inside. They replaced the old weathered garage door with a brand new garage door. Again, that was part of our Concierge Plus program. Plenty of room to park here on this driveway. And as you come up to the front door, one of the things I really like is the archway, right? So a lot of times you have these square areas to be able to enter into the front door. But here I like the archway, the brick archway, and then that takes you to your double door entry. But before you get to your double door entry, you're gonna have this lovely sitting area patio right here in your front yard, and you're gonna be able to watch everybody going by and just enjoy the lovely sunsets here in your front yard. Entering into the interior, take a look at the high vaulted ceilings. Remember I was telling you have really high ceilings in this home. So that's the first thing that you notice. And then I think the second thing that comes to mind is all the natural light that just finds a way to pour into this home from all the different rooms throughout this entire house. Now we're gonna back up a second here, and we're gonna show you this room over to our left. So this is one of the rooms that basically we painted the shelving here on this wall. And this was previously used as an office from the seller, but it had an older look to it. And so we came in and we put in the luxury vinyl plank flooring, and we painted the walls and we cleaned it up. And now this looks like a modern home office. So this house typically usually has a 3-car garage with this floor plan and model. But what the sellers did here is they converted the smaller 1 bay garage. What they did with this is converted it into this home office. So you still have a 2-car garage. Now, you could easily convert it back because it's essentially just drywall, but this is what the sellers did to be able to maximize space and be able to utilize this as a home office. Now, this obviously isn't a permanent and it's not included in the square footage of the home. Full disclosure right there. All right, let's go ahead, straight ahead. Now we're gonna go over to the step down living room. And so once again, we replaced the flooring in this living room. We put in the luxury vinyl plank flooring. And take a look at this color scheme because this is really beautiful designer tile. It has a lighter color to it. So you have a combination of some grays, beige, and some off-white in this flooring. And when you have that, you got to have something else that's really light too. So the light color flooring used here as part of our Concierge Plus program really helps this room stand out, in my opinion. So we're going to go over towards the fireplace over here. So this had that old brick fireplace that a lot of times that you see in the 60s and 70s and also the 1950s. And so we were able to paint it basically a neutral color. You wouldn't want to paint it in ultra white because then it's going to really stick out like a sore thumb. So you had to come up with a color that contrasts the flooring, the LVP flooring, yet at the same time basically gives it a subtle contrast, and that's what we were able to accomplish right here. So right off this room over to your left is going to be your formal dining space. Now, this is not the only place you can enjoy a meal in this home, but I like how it's open between the living room as well as the formal dining room. Now, over to your right is going to be an access point into your backyard, and you have this nice smaller patio. So, one of the uses I would use it for, if it was me personally, I would use this as a way to be able to basically take advantage of that indoor-outdoor living space. So, maybe you're going to have a formal meal at your formal dining table, but maybe you want to enjoy a glass of wine out here ahead of time, right? Or in the morning, you just want to sip your coffee and you don't want to have to be out in the back or in the front. This is another place you can do that. All right, now let's make our way over to the kitchen. We're gonna wrap around over into this space. So again, you can immediately see all the natural light coming into this home, the abundance of it. And so here you have this large family room, right? And so, a lot of people use it as an additional eating area. You can use it there. You can even put a formal dining table here if you wanted to. And then, you can just use this as an entertaining area also because you have your built-ins right here. And I like, you don't have to necessarily put all of your china in a china cabinet in the dining room. You can put some of that stuff right here, and there's space to put in a TV also. Now, there's even a wet bar over to your right. And then again, I like how they have this protective glass on top of it. It's something I highly recommend if you have a nice dining table, and someone like myself who has kids, probably one of the best investments that we ever made, and they're not super expensive to be able to put that glass basically on top of it, and then they made it as a built-in. Sometimes they're removable, but in a piece of furniture like this, you would want to have it to be secured forever. All right, now taking a look at the kitchen, you are going to have this breakfast bar right here. You can put 4 chairs or bar stools easily, no problem. As you can see, this kitchen is 100% remodeled. You have your quartz countertop. And I like this, right? Because here in this quartz countertop, you have this beige quartz countertop with the silver speckles. And with that, right, you're able to add a little bit of different color from the flooring. So the flooring really stands out when you walk into it. You have the dark colored cabinetry and then this countertop. So you wouldn't want to have something with all these different veins in it. It would be a little bit too much if you ask me. This home is going to be included with the stainless steel refrigerator. There's a built-in GE microwave right down here. There's a freestanding range with a gas cooktop on top. That includes your oven. And then over to your left, you're going to have your stainless steel dishwasher. And then Take a look at how you're able to see almost a majority of your backyard standing right here at your stainless sink basin. One of the things they did here that I always recommend, and you hear me talk about, is put in a sink protector to protect your stainless steel sink, the bottom of it. So again, you could see right here all the natural light. And you know, a lot of times people say, oh, there's natural light, but here you can literally see all the natural light coming into this room. So let me know what you guys think of this floor plan so far. Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group, your trusted Los Angeles real estate agent with over 250 five-star reviews on Zillow as well as Google combined. So check us out for yourself. So what do you think of this 4-bedroom, 2-bath home that has 2,258 square feet of living space here in Porter Ranch, California? All right, so like we talked at the beginning of the video, we take a lot of pride of getting our homes ready for sale. So as opposed to just having the home being just listed, put it on the market, I always tell my sellers that it's really important that you do the prep work ahead of time, even if it takes a couple more weeks to make sure your home stands out above everybody else's, right? So we're not in the same market that we were, obviously, in 2021, 22, as I always call those the unicorn years. And so you really have to make sure your home differentiates itself from everybody else's. So that's why us having a program like the Concierge Plus program, where we're able to essentially have our contractor come in, and whatever you negotiate with them, you don't have to pay a single penny, no interest, no upfront charges until we close escrow. So that's been a real advantage for a lot of our sellers, because a lot of our sellers just don't have the funds on hand to be able to basically do that work. All of their equity is tied up in the house itself. So if that's something you want more information on, let us know. And then in addition to that, you know, especially if the house, there's nobody living in it, well, we actually stage all of our houses complimentary. And then if you're living in the house, we work with our interior designer to work with what pieces you may not be taking with you and what pieces we can add to basically make sure that when the buyer looks at your home online, they get really excited about that. So if you want more information about either of those programs, let me know. Let's get back to the home tour. Let's make our way over to the 4 bedrooms. So all the 4 bedrooms are going to be on the northern part of the house. The first bedroom is going to be to your right and has a lovely window of the backyard. One of the things that we had done through our Concierge Plus program, and this bedroom in particular, as you go through the double doors, is we added the can lights above. Beforehand, this home was somewhat dark, even with all the natural light coming into it. So just being able to add, you know, I'm sure you've seen those 1950s, 1960s, 70 homes where what typically happens is you got that old light fixture in the middle, or maybe it's just a socket to basically plug in a lamp, and that's your lighting for the whole room. So we wanted to bring even more light into the bedrooms, and that's how we were able to accomplish that. And then right over here to your left is going to be your laundry room, washer and dryer. And then there is a laundry sink over to the left. People get really excited about this because your laundry is inside and you don't have to venture out into the garage. We're gonna back out of there, and then over to your left, you're gonna see the linen closet. And then the first bathroom will be right after that. This one we had remodeled. We put in a brand new vanity, and now you have a quartz countertop with grayish veins, dual sink, and you have nickel finish on your brand new hardware on your faucet and handles, brand new mirrors, medicine cabinet, and then over here you have this gorgeous tiled bathroom, your shower and tub enclosure for your first bathroom. One of the biggest reasons that people move into this neighborhood are the schools, and for good reason. So the schools that are assigned to this home typically tend to be award-winning, and those include Castlebay Lane Elementary, usually between 8 and 9 rated on greatschools.org. The middle school is Robert Frost Middle School in Granada Hills, and that one is currently rated 10 out of 10 by greatschools.org. And that's typically one of the better middle schools you're going to find here in the San Fernando Valley. And then, of course, the high school is Granada Hills Charter High School. So let's back out And now we're gonna make our way over to the primary suite. So this is gonna be another bedroom that's going to feature a double door entry into the room itself. And as we come in, you can see the high vaulted ceilings, the wood beam going across. This is another room where we added all the can lighting on top. So we have those additional 6 lights on top, and we freshly painted everything, the entire interior of this home. Again, you're gonna see the luxury vinyl plank flooring. Now, right behind you, over to our left, is going to be these mirrored closets. So these mirrored closets, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Scott, this is great, but I really need some more space to be able to put away all my personal belongings. Well, you're in luck. So now we're gonna make our way over to the space that has the walk-in closet. So there's a walk-in closet right when you enter into the bathroom area of this primary suite. You can add tons of built-ins if you wanted to. And then the bathroom itself, this is another place where we put in a brand new vanity. Again, the same quartz countertop that you saw in the hallway bathroom, the white cabinetry with the nickel handles on them. And again, dual sinks as well as the dual mirrors. And we replaced and updated the lighting above those with LED lights. Last but not least, you have this step down shower in tub enclosure that's tiled, and it overlooks the backyard. So it's only fitting that this room would actually have a way to enter into the backyard. So you have this slider, and once you open it, you will find yourself under the trellis in your backyard. And that's where we're gonna head to next. Now we find ourselves in the backyard under the covered trellis. Look at all the greenery. Guys, I mean, look at all the greenery here in the backyard, which gives you a ton of privacy. Everybody always talks about how the fact that they want privacy. Well, you're gonna have it here from all sides, obviously looking down below, and it kind of gives you that park-like feel, right? Like an urban park right here, your little oasis here. So of course you have a nice grassy area, but it's not overwhelming. You know, it's not a 15,000 square foot lot and you have to worry about maintaining all of that. Of course you have all of this color and the rose bushes. Look how colorful those are. Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group. So what did you think of this 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, 2,258 square feet of living space here in Porter Ranch, located north of Rinaldi? So why are so many people moving to Porter Ranch? Well, there's so many great things that Porter Ranch has to offer. We already talked about the schools earlier in this video. And if you like to hike, there's so many wonderful hiking trails. And right above this home, basically off the bluffs, is the Palisades Trail, which is about 3.5 miles as you hug along the bluffs and end up with some spectacular views of the San Fernando Valley from the north end. So that's just the hiking trails. And then of course you got the Vineyards shopping center with so many high-end dining spots such as Laura Fish House, La Popular, Gus's Barbecue, just to name a few, the AMC movie theater, and the Whole Foods, one of the larger Whole Foods locations that actually has a restaurant/bar in the actual store itself. And then across the street from that, every Sunday morning, you have the Porter Ranch Farmers Market. That's again, every Sunday morning. So if you're looking to pick up produce, shop for some great food items or crafts, this is the place to come every Sunday morning. And last but not least, then there are the parks. And this includes E.T. Park at the end of Reseda Boulevard and Cessnon. There's Holly Burnson Park, as well as the newer Porter Ranch Community Park off Mason Avenue, north of Rinaldi Street, a 50-acre park that includes an amphitheater, playground, basketball court, even pickleball courts, as well as outdoor ping pong courts. So if you're looking to buy a home, whether it be this one or any other home here in Southern California in the greater Los Angeles area, reach out to me. It's because the reason why I say that is when we meet with our buyers, we come in with a really specific plan to be able to help get our buyers' offers accepted. And typically right now we're seeing a success rate that most agents usually don't have. And that's whether it be our relationship with so many other agents here in Southern California. Obviously, I've been doing this for over 20 years, so our systems and processes really ensure that our buyers are going to be into the running. And we're actually getting offers accepted contingent where our buyers actually don't even have their house on the market yet. We've gotten a couple of those accepted as well, and we've been able to close them. So you really, whoever you decide to work with, whether it be me or somebody else, you really want to make sure that they sit you down. And I always tell a lot of our clients that we meet with for the first time is, hey, has anyone actually sat you down and basically explained the current market to you and explained how to get your offer accepted basically in our current market? Because some homes are seeing multiple offers, some are sitting. And so how do you negotiate both of those? And there are basically different strategies for both. So if you want more information, or if you just have any questions, always glad to be a resource. As always, I'm Scott Himmelstein with the Scott Himmelstein Group, and hope you enjoyed this home tour.